Whew! Man, it is hot as balls out there.
You're not kidding, man. It's awful out there. But it's a good thing you're here, because I've got a movie for us to watch on Raiders of the Lost Genre.
Oh. This is much better.
Oh, yeah. This is life. Since the earliest days of movie making, the genre of the Lost World and its prehistoric denizens is one that always seems to die out, only to be rediscovered once again. From B-movies and cult films to modern blockbusters, we are the Raiders of the Lost Genre. Hey, Dave.
Hey, what's up?
Today, we're watching a modern film.
Okay.
So we're watching a fairly current film.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Godzilla or Kong, but it does have to do, or Lost City in this case, but it does have to do with a prehistoric beast.
Okay, so the Lost in this episode is a lost animal.
Correct.
Okay.
In this case, a megalodon, hence the MEG.
The MEG. Shut up, Meg. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now, full disclosure, I've read that book. It's this book right here, right?
That book right there.
I've read that book.
So how is that book?
It's good.
All right.
But you need to take that with the fact that I like bad literature. So.
Well, hey, I like bad movies, so
I do too.
Together we've got a show.
If it's as good as the book is good bad,
Right.
we'll have something.
Well,
if not.
we've got Jason Statham,
Yeah.
and we've got that dude from The Office,
Jim.
and other people.
Okay.
And I don't think it's Jim.
Oh, well then which one? I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah.
All right.
It's high adventure and things go bad.
It's the Transporter meets The Office meets Jaws.
You had no idea, but now you do.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Never seen this logo before.
Oh, that's why part of it takes place in China. It's co-produced from China. See, MEG is short for megalodon, in case you didn't know.
Carcharodontus megalodon, yes.
Bless you. When the trailer for this monster shark flick hit, the title threw me, I'll admit. I mean, what the hell's a MEG? Fortunately, it did show a 75-foot megalodon cruising towards an ocean of beachgoers with slogans like, "Pleased to eat you," "The most feared predator in history is no longer history," and "Opening wide." I was hooked, no pun intended.
D'Angelo, it's me, Jason Statham, scientist.
Action star Jason Statham plays Jonas Taylor, head of a deep-sea rescue team. In the middle of rescuing the crew of a downed submarine stuck at the bottom of the ocean, Jonas realizes that something giant is attacking them, and that if they don't abort mid-rescue, all will die. Disengaging his rescue sub just before the whole situation explodes and kills some of his team isn't enough to convince fellow diver Dr. Heller that Taylor acted in the right.
What have you done?
My guess is we have barely avoided a giant shark.
What? Where do you even get this shit? Meanwhile, on Airwolf.
Hey, it's me, Jan Michael Vincent.
Are we living the dream here, or what?
5 years later, we meet Heller again on his new job, a member of a privately funded undersea base near the Mariana Trench.
Hey, you always smell so nice. What is that, sandalwood?
Oh, here they are. Do you remember my daughter, Suyin, our chief?
Dr. Zhang and his hot diver daughter Su-yin, played by Li Bingbing,
Marine biologist.
Yeah, I brought my family here so they could get in danger.
are running the show and introducing the money, aka Jack Morris, Rainn Wilson, to the base and its discoveries.
Wow.
We study computer-aided graphics here.
Welcome to Epcot SeaWorld. We meet their team sending a special sub into and beneath a thermocline cloud of hydrogen sulfide at the bottom of the trench into an undiscovered, lost ecosystem.
Come on in.
This way, sir.
Every room gets a free iPad.
Yeah, ask her if she ever blew up a whaling ship with a homemade torpedo.
Hey.
No.
That is a good hire.
The sub is immediately attacked and disabled by a giant creature, and the pilot, Lori, Jonas's ex-wife, calls out that Jonas was right just before the live picture feed goes dark.
Right, you caught. I gotta come around.
Sea life fucked up, Captain. Come back up.
James Mac Macready's, another old friend of Jonas,
Please.
Man.
The helicopter.
because deep-sea explorers are a pretty small social circle, and it's easier if our characters all just know each other.
Options.
Not great.
I've got greasy hair and tattoos. I know what I'm talking about tech-wise.
No way.
Travels to see Jonas and ask him for his help. Drunkenly, reluctantly, he agrees.
I'm Jason Statham. I've been drunk for 5 years, but I still don't have a beer belly, and I've still got amazing muscles.
Still incredibly ripped. More beer, please.
Hey, can I offer either of you two a beer? Because I'm gonna have a beer.
Thanks.
And you can just do shit like this to it? Listen, is it the future or is it a 57 Cadillac?
I can probably read
Yes?
the computers. What are you doing, taking notes?
A letter to my wife.
Can she read ruined paper under 11,000 meters of water?
But before Jonas gets introduced, they learn that Su-yin is already making a rescue attempt.
Coming down hard and fast. Like your mom.
I'm not in love with their earpieces.
I haven't even noticed they have earpieces.
Evolution? Here goes the die.
They're so big and stupid, though. How can
Yeah, but
you
that way
not?
you see that they have earpieces. You noticed, I didn't.
It's the light. And the fact that Dwight took 40 minutes to put his on.
You know, he looks heroic and he walks fast, but he's kind of got a negative attitude.
I'm gonna die.
Yes, I mean, maybe.
Jonas takes the extra rescue sub down and manages to save everyone from a huge prehistoric megalodon shark.
Huge squid. It's got the glider.
No one cares. Show me the shark.
Oh, hey. So the squid got eaten. That's the good news.
The great news is, the movie finally started.
It's a shark. It's like 20, 25 meters.
It's a megalodon.
We're at the face-off part of face-off now. Nothing matters, it's a cartoon.
Okay.
Now's your chance, blow your tank. Dr. Jean, your daughter's clear.
Like Scientologist clear? Or
Oh yeah, she's OT level 3.
nice.
Just as useful too.
Tell me this isn't the world's best I told you so.
There's a shark out there. It's got black eyes.
We're gonna have to kill 2 more people.
Don't you hurry! Don't you know?
Yes! Yes!
Finally! Oh, whoa!
He can still be okay. Oh, no, not now.
Well, almost everyone. They only lose one guy this time. The 2 remaining submarines ascend through the thermocline, but the brief break in the underwater barrier is enough for something to follow them up.
Those are the biceps of an alcoholic.
Jonas feels vindicated, and this seems enough for him to stop slamming Fosters. Instead, he strikes up an interest in Su-yin.
You're naked. I'm gonna go now.
Megalodonk.
Some clothes.
I don't think the sub is the only thing wet, you know what I'm saying?
I think I get you. I think Chinese money bought her a role, but could not buy her any acting talent.
Whose daughter is the first to notice the huge eating machine chomping through a school of whales outside the base windows.
This is what attacked us. A megalodon.
How big is that thing?
Hey, look, it's Dave!
Megalodons were thought to have been extinct.
Hey, man! Can I buy one of those? From a corporation in this movie?
Are you suggesting that there's product placement, Dave?
No.
Oh.
I want to buy
Are
one,
you
though.
suggesting that there's product placement?
Ah, it didn't break.
Are you okay?
There's a monster and it's watching us.
Joe, fuck. Help!
Wait, where's Lucy?
Shit is fucked out here! Let me in!
Where's the mom?
Our scientific heroes take a boat out to kill and probably study or something their mistake.
Looks like the MEG evened the score.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, shit!
One fish did all this?
Ask it yourself.
In the book, though, the Meg was an albino. Because it was under the... so deep.
Why don't you just put a tracker on it? Did you guys ever watch Shark Week?
And they were with completely different earpieces now. What is going on?
What is it with you and the earpieces? Why is the earpieces so
I
important?
can't not look at the earpieces.
I'm an idiot.
I got no spit.
Shark?
Please, barefoot water ski. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Turn this into a Juicy Fruit commercial. Each time you see Jason Statham cross his arms, he makes $8 million.
Using a plexi shark cage, Su-Yin manages to inject the critter with a lethal dose of poison.
Meg go into the water, boat go into the water.
Farewell, adieu, dear fair Spanish ladies.
But not before being nearly gobbled, and Jonas along with her.
Good night, sweet shark.
May angel wings sing you to sweep, whatever. Shakespeare.
Hey, how's it going?
You saved me. Again.
Is that Tommy Wiseau in woman form? How's your sex life, shark?
Oh, hi, shark.
Still, they hang up their 50-foot trophy on the deck. And that's when a 75-foot Meg leaps up, eats a character, eats the trophy fish, and flips the boat.
Okay.
Oh!
There we go. That's the size of the shark I was expecting.
Nobody said there were two!
Be quiet for a minute.
We can do this!
You know what this movie really needs is Kevin Bacon.
Dr. Heller gets swallowed, luring the shark away from the others.
All of her
thought I
tattoos
was-
are washing off.
I thought I was so tough. I had all the tattoos. Don't you see how edgy I am? This is black nail polish.
And Mac gets to a life raft, picking up the survivors and heading for home. Dr. Zhang dies dramatically from his wounds.
You know, in a character moment like this, it's almost as if he's gonna die.
How you?
You're gonna be okay. Right, we'll get you a beer.
Morris tells the crew he's contacted the Chinese government to kill the remaining Meg.
The Chinese are sending 2 destroyers to take it out.
I'm sorry.
The Dunder Mifflin Paper Company expresses its condolences.
Advisable course of action.
Every person that gets maimed or killed by that thing is a potential lawsuit.
In actuality, he's a lying, grubby, rich bastard just worried about lawsuits, has told no one, and has called in mercenaries to kill the Meg with depth charges.
Target is dead. Repeat, target is dead.
Are you absolutely sure?
There's pieces of it all over the place.
Sharp chunks.
You see?
Instead, they accidentally drop Morris overboard, who then promptly gets eaten, in what is probably the funniest kill of the movie.
Yeah, come on, man!
Left his fingers behind.
When our crew receives word of this, they realize they're the only ones left to deal with the ever-hungry behemoth, in part because the Chinese government seems to think it's a prank call.
Okay, so how are we going to get it here when there's a beach full of people to eat right here?
You ask it out for dinner.
And so, Jonas and crew arm their racer subs and load up another boat to go fishing.
Wow, I really feel like taking a luxurious vacation to China. Look at all these people having fun. They're not repressed. They're riding bananas like in Jaws.
Right? And they got awesome dance music.
Hell yeah.
Too late, the Meg has a thing for Chinese and attacks the Sanya Bay beach.
Whoa, there was a couple Americans there?
Well, you have to show that people do go there to drink Coke and buy
yeah.
cell phones.
Yeah, of course. I want to go there too, so of course.
Eating scores of people, or at least implying it, in a smorgasbord of pedestrian antics that leaves you rooting for the shark. After further mayhem and body count, our heroes call the beast back out to sea with a whale call.
Finally, we agree on something.
So yeah, look out, get out of there!
See how important those earpieces were, Scott? I'm glad I brought them up so much.
It's true.
Jonas uses his own damaged sub to cut the Meg open, and the blood calls in the local predators.
Alright, I've been eviscerated, but I'm still hungry.
Yeah, every time I get slit from chin to nuts, I can have a meal.
They watch the giant get eaten by dozens of sharks and hope that their ordeal is over.
Nature will right the ship.
Nature finds a way.
Thank God nature has an unlimited number of sharks.
Jonas suggests he and Su-yin go on a vacation, presumably once they're all done mourning their losses and fending off any and all lawsuits, of course.
Here's to being alive.
Fuck you, everyone who died.
Based on a 1990s novel by Steve Alton.
Have you noticed I don't have any eyebrows?
He's like Whoopi Goldberg.
The movie version of The Meg was in development hell for years before this Chinese and American co-production came about. For those reasons, some of the characters and settings became Asia-centric.
But what else is beneath the waves?
There's more than one book, I'll tell you that.
There's only been one movie, I'll tell you that.
I see why.
Lost in translation issues aside, it's still a fun, campy, and fairly violent monster movie for a PG-13 giant shark flick made in the late 20-teens. The Meg made a lot of money and might get a sequel that is rumored to be targeting an R rating. That, and perhaps sticking closer to the book, would have helped The Meg, but it still works decently with what it's got.
That was the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Jason Statham is the Meg.
He is the Meg. So, it's been far enough away from the book that I wasn't stuck nitpicking details.
Okay.
Enjoyed the book because, you know, it's schlock, it's action junk, it's about people fighting a giant shark. We just did not spend enough time on the giant shark.
You don't think so? I think it was a good build-up, personally. Like, I like that, you know, the shark appears at the very beginning of the movie, you just don't see it. The shark attacks the first sub once they get, literally, the moment they go, within 5 minutes of going below the cloud layer, the megalodon attacks.
That's the thing. Like, don't. It's okay. Yes, you are right. I get it. The shark is there from almost minute one.
Right.
Here is my problem. It's called the MEG.
Yeah.
It's about a giant megalodon shark.
Right.
How many? Two. About two.
Megalodon sharks.
How many encounters do we need? Not seeing the shark.
I don't know, man. You see a lot of giant CGI shark in this.
Yeah, and I wish that was the best part about it. And I wish there was less of the characters. Statham was great. Everybody in the research was okay.
Yeah, but it still played for schlock without being too annoying most of the time, with the exception of a couple other characters that were pretty annoying.
Some of the characters were just tailor-made to irritate.
Yeah.
Like the tech chick with the tattoos and the greasy hair. She was number one on my list with a bullet. You've seen her archetype in a bunch of different things too. Like there's one of those crime procedural shows that have a goth chick.
Yeah.
All the character dynamics could have gone without, I think. Because the shark was so fun. But then all that time where we're just like, character development time.
I don't know. It was never overdone. You have to have the break. You have to have the filler. You have to have...
Yeah.
You know, it's like it can't just be follow shark, seeing the shark from the boat or seeing the shark from the fin and seeing the people in the background every shot.
We had so many different ways in which they interacted with the shark. The accidental killing of the whale I liked.
Yeah.
The brutality of the shark, like... all of it was great.
It's the hungriest creature in the world, by the way. It never stops eating.
Completely. It will never stop. And that's why it's perfect. It's a perfect killing machine. You know, you go on a roller coaster because you like the whee, you know. Eventually you go, okay, I'm ready to get back off. And it felt like we were too many peaks and too many troughs. Like there were two. And not only that, the peaks and the troughs were all different. Like we'd have comedic peaks, and then we'd have horror peaks, and then we'd have character peaks. And it's like trying to ride 3 different roller coasters at the same time. The tone was all over the place, and I think that's what threw me.
Okay. But, to be fair, I mean, I'll give you that. But for the most part, it felt fairly light schlocky most of the time. Sometimes it goes...
But that just makes the jarring parts even more like, break your neck. And if you're going to kill the dad, and like, you know, if we're saying, in rated R movies, people die, people get emotional about it, don't have him die of internal injuries, you know what I mean?
I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right. But it's not about him.
No,
it's about her.
No, I get that. Like if Jason Statham...
But it's Grandpa. The little girl is sad. The hot mommy is sad.
I never felt
the hot mommy with eyes for Jason Statham's dreamy abs.
And we have a problem too, because it's a American Chinese co-production. We have a plethora of characters.
Yeah.
Way too many characters in my opinion.
Well, I would agree with you.
Because they overlap.
I would argue against that, except for the fact that more of them should have died then. If you're going to have that many characters introduced.
If we have such a huge cast, kill them off. Or if we get to keep them, characterize them.
Right.
We got very little of either.
Yeah.
And at the end, we still have 15 people up after all the death and destruction.
Yeah.
We still have enough to fill a party bus.
Now that being said, there's a lot of chomping going on in this movie, and a lot of it's a lot of fun.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
I love when Dwight gets it.
All the shark stuff is great.
Yeah.
Anytime you see a shark, it's perfect.
Yeah. Do you remember the trailers for this movie or no?
Yes.
Because I thought they were hilarious. I was like, oh, this is gonna be dumb fun.
Right.
And from that, I think it holds up. I think it's good for that. Yeah.
It needs to be dumber. For me.
I guess, but I mean,
I'm just saying personally, I like mine dumb, and this.
You go too far and everybody's like, that was so stupid. You go just far enough and everybody's like, camp, schlock, I loved it.
That's why I think this is there's a great movie in here if we can trim out a lot of the unnecessary stuff.
But on the other hand, they obviously trimmed a lot of shit, and that's why characters just disappear and reappear. Oh, hey, look, they're still alive. Oh. That being said, have you read any of the other novels?
I've not. I've just read the first one. I'm part of the second one, which tells you how good it was.
All right, that's fair. Okay. So that might be another reason why they didn't bother making any more.
again, when Dwight says Shark Week, we needed a full-blown 120-foot shark doing like the whoosh coming up like when they bait him with the seals, except the seal's a boat.
Right.
And like, whoa, like they could have done so much.
Yeah, it seems like that's this. I want to say twice that I've seen this movie where I kept on waiting for it to turn into an asylum movie where the shark comes up out of the water and eats one of the helicopters midair, and it doesn't happen. It's like I seem to remember thinking that as I watched the movie the first time, and this time going, that happens, right? Oh, it didn't happen.
It happens in a movie called Megalodon.
Ah, right. That's an asylum movie.
Yeah. And a dude drives a jet ski into his mouth. He's wearing a white tux. Whoa!
That's awesome.
Maybe.
All right. That being said, on the sheep scale, a 1 to 10 sheep.
It was good enough that it's not a 5, and it wasn't so bad it was a 3. It's like a 7.
That's what I was going to say. It was a 7. 7 sheep.
I'm going to say 7.5 because 7 still falls a little short. Only because it would be so good if it were tight. If this were a tight movie, it'd be a 10. But it's loose and flabby.
I guess it could have been tighter considering it did clock in at over an hour and a half. I mean, it's like an hour and 45 or 2 or something.
Yeah, there's superfluous stuff that we could have done without that would have made this baby sing like a Stradivarius. And that's why it's
I don't know what a Stradivarius
for what it is.
Right.
The Stradivarius.
Maybe a J.C. Penney version of a good violin.
Like a lucite yellow card type situation. But yeah, 7.5 is a solid. Well, I don't want to kill this sheep, so I'll do 8.
Wow.
8 sheep.
And 8 sheep.
Because prehistoric.
That's funny. It's like you're the one like knocking it down, and you give it 8 sheep. I'm the one building it up, and I give it 7, but only because
Well, because the things I don't like aren't enough to make it a bad movie.
Right.
It's just enough to make it from a 10 to an 8, maybe a 7.
It's the product placement that really moves me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite was everybody's grappling with English as a second language.
Well, not everybody, just
everybody who did.
Half the cast.
Yeah.
Right. You're absolutely right. The shark should have only spoken English the entire time.
The whole time.
Yeah. That would have made a huge difference. That would have bumped it from a 7 to an 8 sheep for me.
Oh.